From the Consumer Electronics Show in Las Vegas, this is an ITTV special report.
Our next guest is transforming our lives at home, at work, and on the go, for that matter, connecting everything. And it is about connecting everything. He's the Senior Vice President for Home and Wireless Networking Business Unit with Broadcom, Michael Hurlston. Michael, welcome back into Tomorrow. It's been a while. How are you?
Dave, great. I hope I can live up to that billing. That's a pretty big billing there. That's,
well, it's appropriate.
Mouthful.
You are connecting us wherever we are, and these days, especially more than ever before, everyone has so much great content, and they want to be able to have access to it anywhere, any place, on any device. You're making those things happen.
That's right. Broadcom is a chip company, so we make a lot of the underlying technology that's in cell phones, it's in TVs, and one of the key things that we try to do is enable those 2 products or 3 products, 4 products, 5 products talk to one another and share content, whether it's music, videos, whatever it might be. Have a cell phone talk directly to a PC, have a PC talk to a TV. That's what we do.
And if you've never heard these devices talk to each other, listen carefully, because it's all zeros and ones, and they're actually communicating.
Very hard to understand, actually. Something like that.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
That's the closest I've ever heard. I think that's good. So how is it then that Broadcom is truly connecting everything?
One of the key things that we focus on is Wi-Fi technology, and Wi-Fi is a term that's getting a lot of press these days,
and very prevalent too, which is awesome because we're all using it everywhere we try to go.
Right. So in hotels, it's in coffee shops, it's almost everywhere. But most importantly, that technology is finding its way into. It started in laptops. Here's your laptop, and I'm sure it's got Wi-Fi in it. Here's a tablet. The tablet has Wi-Fi in it, but it's extended from there to platforms like cell phones. And cell phones started out, it was sort of an experiment to have Wi-Fi in the cell phone, but now if you look at every single smartphone that's manufactured, it has Wi-Fi technology in it.
In fact, if it doesn't, it's not a smartphone.
No,
so
fact,
people are looking at upgrading because all their friends have the access at the coffee shop or the McDonald's or whatever because the Wi-Fi's there. They need their devices to be just as connected.
That's right. And one of the big problems that you have, and I'm sure everybody's had this experience, if you're trying to surf the web on the cellular network, it's slow. It takes some time to spin up web pages. It's not the greatest experience in the world in many circumstances. But over Wi-Fi, you have a constant speed. You can get your web pages quickly, get your information quickly, and find out what you need to do without the frustration and agony of trying to do it over a cellular network.
Oh, for sure. If you're lucky enough to be one of the few people in an area that might have 4G initially, it's a little less hectic,
right?
And you have that opportunity. But still, Wi-Fi is obviously, with a broadband connection, so much more dependable and, of course, faster. So you guys also then work with the manufacturers, obviously, of all these devices to say you need our chips in there to do the job.
Right, and we have a very special advantage because we're able to combine multiple technologies on a single chip. We have taken Bluetooth and wireless LAN, for example, and combined them into a single chip, which gives customers that we do business with an advantage in terms of power, in terms of space. You know, these are getting to be smaller and smaller form factors, and space is a big consideration. Being able to shrink this down into a single chip is a big advantage, and we're
and
really
I would imagine energy-wise too, it's got to be helping these manufacturers to not be draining so much battery power for having different devices within the device.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, Dave. Right, we're able to go do that and shrink these things into a single chip. We get huge power savings, and that's obviously a big advantage to our customers.
Sure. And of course, our audience on a regular basis asking, well, just how small can we get our devices? You know, can we get to a point where it's almost a lapel pin or something and do the job? And the chances are, I'm sure that's going to happen. I don't know how soon, but companies like Broadcom working very hard at continuing to scale down things and yet add more features and do more for us at the same time. So it's a challenging business I know that you're in, but one that I'm sure holds a lot of promise in the future for all of us into tomorrow.
Yeah, no, I think you're making a great point. In fact, one of the things that we're trying to do is to shrink this down and consume as little power as possible to potentially attach a Wi-Fi device to a watch battery. And that enables us to do things like home security, to put it into windows, to put it into doors, and put it into lights. The other interesting thing that we're trying to get into is a smart energy. There's a lot of concern now in the homes from the utilities about how they're managing power consumption and within the home. If we have some way to network appliances, things like washing machines, dryers, and have those intelligently controlled, we can get into a scenario where we can actually help the utilities save power.
And of course, in the long run, as consumers, it helps us then, because
Right.
we're saving money and we're helping to save the earth, even ultimately, if that's one of your goals. Certainly, it's a good one. And the idea, I think, of smart energy now, people are talking about, well, what do I need my washer and dryer networked and my toaster networked and all that? Well, to some degree, maybe there's little reason. Smart energy is a major reason to have these things networked so that we can take better use of them.
You're right. Both points are true. That there's that kind of that good feeling about being green, but there's money savings involved. I mean, what the power companies eventually want to get to is a point where they can give a readout to you and show you what the rates are at any particular moment, and you can actually save money by making decisions about what to turn on and turn off.
Makes a big difference. Thus, the smart energy thing. Check out more of smart energy at their website, Broadcom.com, just like it sounds. Very easy to get to. Michael, as always, a pleasure to have you with us, and keep making more things on the same chips, making them smaller, giving us more features. We keep talking about them. I love it.
Dave, great to see you again. Thanks for the time.
Our pleasure.